Okay, lesson 52 is naming numbers through 100 billions. Way back in lesson 7, we started naming a little bit smaller numbers. Now we're going to start moving bigger. So remember when we put numbers in houses? So I'm going to turn this just a minute. And we said, here's our hundreds house, or our units house, our thousands house, our millions house, and our billions house, right? So if I had a big number, and I just put dashes because I don't have numbers yet, the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place, thousands, 10,000s, hundreds, thousands, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions, 10 billions, 100 billions. So there's kind of a pattern, isn't there? Some basic thing, a tens and a hundreds. Some basic thing, a tens and a hundreds. Some basic thing, a tens and a hundred. Some basic thing, a tens and a hundreds. So that basic thing is the name of the house, right? So ones and units kind of are the same thing. Remember that, because that's going to help you, that idea of classifying which house they belong to. It's going to be handy. Okay, so example 1 says, which digit shows the 100 billion, the number of 100 billions in this number? So let's look at our houses. There's my units house, my thousands, my millions, and my billions. Right? So I know I'm dealing with this piece right here. Okay, so there's my billions, 10 billions, 100 billions. So I don't even have to worry about all that. They just want to know about the billions house. So my billions, tens, hundreds, billions. So 9 is the digit that's in that place value of the 100 billions. See how the houses kind of help me a little bit? I'll help you a little bit more in a minute. Okay, example 2, they want to know what's the value of 2 in this number. Okay, so here's my house, my units, my thousands, my millions, right? So there's my plain millions, there's my 10 millions. So what's the value of that 2? It's not 2. Because it's in the millions place, right? So what's the value? It is 2 million. If I pulled just that piece out, I would pull 2 million things out. So let's look at the comma placement. We always start commas, we go in chunks of 3, but we start on the right side. So if I'd started here, my commas would be in the wrong place. So I always start from the right and move to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If I had more, 1, 2, 3, and I just keep going from right to left. Example 3 says use words for this number. That number looks crazy because it doesn't have any commas in it, and it's kind of a big number, and it's kind of hard to figure out which house it goes into if we don't have the commas there. So let's go ahead and add our commas. I'm going to start on the right. 1, 2, 3, right in front. 1, 2, 3, right in front. Okay, so now I'm going to look from the left to the right. So I'm going to say in the millions house, what's there? 1 million. Then I'm going to say everything that's in the thousands house, 345,000. And then everything in the units house, 200. Right? So 1,345,200. That makes sense? Using the houses. Hopefully, it's kind of a silly example, but it helps me. Sorry, can you hear Stanley? Use digits to write this number. Okay, so that looks really complicated. Let's make some dashes first so we make sure we don't leave anything out. So I know I'm at 134 billion. So I know I've got 3 places in my billions house. Billions, millions, thousands, units, right? So now we can start filling it in. I find the biggest piece, and then I can make my dashes once I found the biggest piece working downward. So 134 billion. So that's my billions house. 652 million, so 652, 700,000. I don't have anything smaller than that, so fill in the blanks with zeros. The dashes are very helpful, otherwise you get tangled up. I'm going to suggest / require that you make some dashes in whichever order you want, but just count and make sure that you've got them right, okay? Either before or after you write the number, but that's a really good way to check. Okay, example 5 wants you to go back to expanded notation again. So remember, in expanded notation, you write the digit times the place value. So here's my units house, my thousands house, my millions house. So I'm going to say 2 times 1 million. I have another digit. What place value is that? 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Right? So that's my expanded notation. Remember, I don't have to do anything with all the zeros because 0 times anything is just 0. Pretty good? Okay. Good luck.